everyone. Change of scenery today. So today I'm at my parents' house, and Christian just woke up from his nap, so I decided that he was going to be part of today's video. Alright, so as promised, I want to answer a question that I've gotten a lot from different readers, and that's, why can so-and-so in my life, whether it's my friends, my siblings, my husband or my wife, eat anything they want to eat, and nothing happens to them, and I just can't do that? So I was reminded of this question when I was away with my parents. We went to Atlanta, not last week, the week before that. And my mother and I just do everything possible to make sure that we eat healthy no matter what. So you saw we packed our cooler. We look for the, good and healthy supermarkets. And we make good choices at the restaurants. But my dad, on the other hand, just eats whatever he feels like it. I mean, there was one point where we stopped at a rest stop, and next to it there was a fast food place. I'm not going to name what place. And he went in there, and he bought lunch, and even bought a soda. And I swear sometimes I think he does it just to get on my nerves. But anyhow, my dad is very slim, has always been slim, can eat whatever he wants, and is 72 years old and still looks great. Now, you can imagine that this is just a little frustrating to my mom and sometimes to me, that we have to put in such an effort in order to keep our weight at a good range, and have to eat healthy just to feel good. So I'm actually experiencing that same issue myself. But this is what I've realized. Number one, unless we are going to somehow dramatically change our own genetics, which we know are impossible, there's nothing that we can do about it. So whatever cards we've been dealt, those are the ones we have to deal with. And I know sometimes that's hard to embrace, but we have to. It's just it. And I had to come to grips with that a while ago. I mean, I didn't get my dad's genetics. I got my mom's genetics. I look exactly like her, and our bodies are exactly the same. So that's it. I got the overweight genetics. Now, number two, this is actually something interesting that I just learned from a good friend, and I was reminded of it, and we actually did learn it in college. And one of our professors told us that our fat cells are developed up until the age of 3 years old. So what that means is the more fat cells that you develop during your first 3 years of life, then the easier it's going to be for your body to fill those fat cells as you're older, which is why some people gain weight so easily and other people just don't. So it does have a lot to do with what happened in the first 3 years of our lives. Now, I know all of our parents did the very best that they could with the information they had. But I'm going to say, honestly, my mom and my grandmother really had a big part in raising us, fed us condensed milk at one point, flavored with chocolate quick in our bottles. So that probably wasn't the best thing for us. Maybe why my sister and I have struggled with our weight all our lives. Again, I don't think my mom and my grandmother did that on purpose. I think they, did what they thought was okay. But another reason why we need to really, really be careful with what we feed our children and how we influence our kids and what they eat. Now, the third thing I want to mention is those people who are not eating healthy food, my father included, it is going to catch up to them at some point. And I do not wish ill will on anyone, trust me, especially my dad. But he suffers from a lot of headaches, his back hurts, he gets a lot of colds. So although he's not showing it in his weight, it is affecting him. And I know his nutrition has a big part in, especially the headaches. He doesn't drink any water at all. I mean, he drinks soda and coffee and lots of tea, and of course he has headaches all the time. But do you think he listens to me? Of course he doesn't. And his back hurts all the time because he probably has so much inflammation from all the croissants and rolls and donuts that he eats. And the colds, well, his immune system is probably down because when you're not getting a lot of nourishment from your food, you can't have a healthy immune system. So, basically, number one, let's just embrace the genetics that we have and be happy with what we've got to work with and do the best with what we've got. Number two, Now I forgot number 2. What was number 2? Okay, let me go to number 3, which is it is going to catch up to them. Oh, number 2 was the let's be a good influence to our children. Yes, because their fat cells do develop up to the age of 3 years. You got that, Christian? Okay, so I hope that that was helpful. I'm in the boat right there with you. I was not dealt the best cards in the world, but you know what? I'm making my cards work for me, and I know you can make yours work for you too.